everyone, welcome to Success Peak Season 4 of CCPS. Today we have Mr. Madhur Jain with us. Madhur Bhaiya, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Madhur. I'm a final year student at IIT Bhilai, and currently I'm pursuing my bachelor's in computer science engineering, and I'm recently been placed into Public Sapient as an SD, and I guess we are here to talk about the same. Yeah.
Thank you Bhaiya. How did you feel prior to the commencement of the placement session?
Like before even like placement session started, right? So I would say, I did have some worries and anxiety, like how should I prepare for the placement session. But I would say I had a very positive outlook. I was confident that I'll score some kind of placement, and I was very positive about it. That there will be some good opportunities that I would be able to work for and get into them. But yeah, there was certainly an anxiety about preparations as well.
Okay. When did you start your placement preparation?
uh, I I didn't really did something special for the placement preparation, as in I'd say that I just always did what I liked. And specifically, if you talk about placement, during my initial during the initial part of the placement session, I was doing some DSA questions, because generally I do not do competitive programming in my regular days. So just to clear the coding rounds, I was focusing a little bit on the DSA question. So that was the extra bit that I did for placement session particularly. Apart from that, all the general concepts were something I regularly used in my internships or projects. So that was quite helpful for me in the placement session.
Okay. What kind of hurdles did you face during the placement procedure?
There were a lot of hurdles. I would say, especially for this session, the amount of opportunities were less compared to what previous batches had, and of course, sometimes even we were quite dependent on off-campus opportunities. But the one thing was that we weren't even getting the replies back from the company. So that may seem a little demotivating at first. And another thing, another one of the hurdles was, like, even after giving the coding test and scoring good marks on those coding tests, we were not getting shortlist. That was also something. But again, that also depends on the perception of the company. Sometimes it's not the coding test itself that company takes in account. There are several points in the resume itself that they sort out based on the type of candidates and based on the skill set within those candidates they want. So I guess those were the initial hurdles. Yeah, mostly that was it. That was the most, I guess, intimidating part of the placement procedure.
Did you apply for any off-campus placements as well?
Yeah, I did apply for many of them, and I received positive response from several of them. And of course, on-campus opportunities are a bit difficult in terms of, like, you don't really get a reply back from them easily, and even if you do get one, there is a long procedure before you actually get in or you actually have an offer. So there are a lot of OAs, and then there are a lot of interviews with different people, and then you are at a stable procedure position, and probably then you get an offer. So it's relatively difficult, but yeah, I did go for off-campus opportunities.
Okay. Did you do any summer internships
As in the last year, or like
in your third year or second year?
Yeah, so I started with Google Summer of Code right in my second year, and then I had a opportunity to work with Election Commission of India as an intern as well there. And then I did work in McMaster University as a research intern. I went to Hamilton, and there's this university. So, and then recently I also did some internship for Pocket FM. So yeah, I did had quite a experience with internships there.
That's so great, Bhaiya. And can you share us some insights about these internships?
I think I'll start with the Google Summer of Code one. So that was my first internship, and frankly, I would say that I didn't knew much about development, or I didn't knew about several coding procedures, or let's say anything about how coding itself should be done. But entering into the Google Summer of Code was life changing. Therein, I was working on PWA, that is Progressive Web App, for Organization Submittee, and my mentor was Shell Patel. So Shell is currently working in Lockheed Martin. So I mean, he was really experienced, and he had a really good knowledge. And I guess the way he mentored me into writing good quality of code, the way I was introduced how the actual development cycle goes, what are the different parts of a software, how actually does a good code look like, what is the review process, what are tests. Even I'll start that in my second year itself. I didn't know what are the tests. I would just write random codes. But I mean, the whole cycle of how a code should be written, what are the qualities within a code, how your thought process should be when you develop a certain kind of feature. Because you just can't think of a feature and then go about developing it. There's a whole thought process involved. You need to take in account several measures. Even if I'll give you an example, let's say if you're just developing a simple UI for a website, you just can't think about it and develop it. You need to see that if it would fit all amount of screens, different commands or different functions or different capabilities that are using within that code base, are they supported by all the browsers, the responsiveness of the site. So there are a lot of features there are a lot of things that you need to take in account. And then there is, when you start writing the code, you are not writing redundant code, you are writing code that is supported by the previous code base. So all these things were that started off with me with Google Summer of Code. And then when I actually get worked for Election Commission of India, therein the project was therein I get to work on more core part of it. I had a lot of experienced people with me working on the project. So therein the development of application, the planning of things, the management of the things, and I was writing several of the core APIs. I was developing database designs at that part. Before that, I didn't had any practical experience in developing database designs or to know how actually things work. And then there was also importance of test deployments, all that things that I learned. Another thing that I did learn from that internship was communicating with the people, right? Before that, within Google Summer of Code, it was just me, my mentor, and my organization admin, right? But with Election Commission of India, there were a lot of people that I was talking with. There were a lot of people who I was conversing with. So I mean, that gave me an perception of how I should communicate my views, how I should talk with different people, and make them understand my views, and again at the same point take in their views. Because that there is this understanding of the human nature. It's not just that you're writing sub code. You're working as a team, and as a team you need to progress forward. You can't just go ahead or go beyond your team. So that is one thing that was best thing I would say I learned from my Election Commission of India project. And yeah, I hope I'm not going very long. So
No.
yeah, feel free to actually interrupt me if you think that
Yeah.
I'm going beyond it. So this was one thing. And then the McMaster University one, that was more of a research internship, and that was in a different different country and an altogether different environment. So that was a totally different experience. There was different working procedures that I was exposed to. I think that helped me form a really wholesome experience. I had some ideas back I used to do in India, and then there were some suggestions and the way of working that they used to employ within the university in Canada. So I guess the amalgam of that work culture was really good, and that was really good experience. And therein the concept of iterative development is what I think was the best learning for me. Because in you don't certainly know that that is sometimes the end goal you want to achieve, yeah, right? I mean, you might know that this is the end part that I want to achieve, but the path is very unclear, right? And you don't know how I should approach it. So the concept of iterative development is that I work on something, I really set some small targets, and those small targets align with the things I want to achieve in the future. And then I work on those small targets, analyze them, that okay, if they are aligning with what I want to achieve in the future, and then build up on those small targets. So iteratively I move forward until I'm able to achieve my goal. I guess that is a very stable approach, and that is something really cool when you have a difficult problem, or when you have something that you don't have an idea of how you should approach with that. And the last one with the Pocket FM, Pocket FM has a user base of 140 million users, and when you do something at that scale, it's really important that whatever you are doing, whatever code you are writing, or whatever you are doing, that has to be very efficient, or that has to be very meticulously curated. So you can't even just make any statement within a code wrong, because that would lead to tremendous effect. So that is another thing, I guess, was special about my last internship.
Okay. Can you give us some insights about your interview and the entire process in Publicis Sapient?
So Publicis Sapient had first round about coding, and that was pretty simple. It had simple questions, so that was not something very difficult. And after that, I had an interview that was a domain expertise interview, and I guess it was with Ankit Jain, who was an SD2 in Publicis Sapient, right? So the interview was absolutely about everything. I mean, he it was not certainly specific to any particular domain. He actually asked me all he could. I mean, starting from what so it started with my experiences, that what were my experiences with my previous internships, what were the projects that I do, and then it branched off into different technologies I worked into, why I chose certain technologies to work with, what are the advantages in certain parts, and what are the disadvantages in the certain part. And of course, there were some serious fundamental questions about the OS, about the networking. And I guess this question actually gets asked a lot within the interviews, that what happens when you type a certain website, right? So like how everything goes right from your computer, like to different layers, like the application layer, network layer, transport layer, all those layers, how it gets routed, and like how it goes to the server, the response from the server, the proxy servers that are there in the IT life. So keeping all these things in account, I guess everyone should at least prepare a very detailed answer about this, that what happens when you search a website. Probably because there isn't a single answer to that. You could make it as detailed as you want to, because again, this might seem a very simple question, but again, you can list out as many details as you want to, and that would reflect on what knowledge you have about the different networking protocols and different networking jargon that is involved within the complete process. So that would be a good tip from my side. And then after that, there was a really good importance on the testing of the code we write. And students generally don't focus on this enough, but the testing part is very important. And in many interviews they ask that how do you test your code, or what are the things that you do in order to test a certain piece of functions or functionalities that you write. And I'll suggest that dividing testing infrastructure into 4 parts, answering this question into the 4 parts, like starting with the unit test, integration test, testing with the mock functionalities, and then end-to-end test. Like this could be a good roadmap to follow if you want to go about how to go about answering this question about the testing of various things. So this was it. And he then also asked me a simple DSA question as well. So as I said previously, he tried to cover all about my experiences, my tech stack, CS fundamentals, a DSA question, testing, all those sort of stuff. And this was my second interview. Third interview was more of an HR round, where I was asked that what are the things, what were your best moments within your college education, what were your failures, what did you learn from your failures, what is something that you will say that was a life-changing moment for you, what were your some of the leadership experiences, what were some projects that you did apart from your academic curriculum. I guess all those kind of normal HR questions that you generally get asked, that was there in the final round. That was about it. And then after that, I received the information about my placement. Yeah.
How did you feel after receiving the information? Were you relieved?
There was this thing. So there was a long period of time between my final interview and my hearing of the news. So I was so in between I was maybe we are not able, we will not get some good response from that company. Probably I was very uncertain about the results, but of course when I finally got the result, it was really a relief, because finally I had an offer and I could feel relief that I'll have some place to go after my college ends.
And what are your future aspirations?
Our future aspiration, I think I really want to do something that would scale up for the masses. So I always wonder, like, developing something that would provide same experience for a single user and same experience for like millions and billions of users. So I mean, working on some application or working on something that has scale on the masses, that is being used by a lot of people, that is something I really want to do. Maybe it could be through a company, working in a company at some position, or maybe it could be through my own startup. Let's see.
All the best, Bhaiya. And thank you for your valuable insights.
All right, thank you.